Yo, what's good, man? This is your boy at DFS Mastermind _ over on Twitter. Thank you for clicking on a video. Today's date is January the 17th. Listen, hopefully y'all got to the green line. We got AD. The boy went absolute berserk, man. The boy went nuts tonight. You had Jimmy Butler go off. You had Devin Booker go off. Hopefully y'all got to the green line. I had a pretty decent night myself. I'm ready to keep it going, man. I'm starting to get on this little heater. I feel it, man. So hopefully I can hit you with some information for tomorrow's slate of games. So let's get into it, man. Normally I give you 5 picks, but I'm gonna touch on a few other players that I really like tomorrow, man. So let's get into it. Now, of course, news will change things, man. One thing I want you to do, if you're new to playing DFS, man, you have to stay up on your late news. I don't care if you have to go to Roto Grinders. I don't care if it's NBAstarting5.com, if it's Fantasy Labs. If you have to stay up on this news, man. It is a vital part to NBA DFS, man. You have to know who's in and you have to know who's out. And names that pop up that, you know, like tomorrow, if Avery Bradley's out, you have some people who will automatically go to Luke Kennard, right? And that's very reasonable, it's logical. But other people will benefit as well, man. We have to know how rotations work. We have to know the next man up, man. We have to know that stuff. That's how you come up with nice, solid value plays. And that's pretty much how you get to the green line. That's it's one of the main parts, man. So I'll put that out there. But make sure you have a source of in and out news, man. It's so important, man. So just do that for me. Y'all gotta go do that. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. At point guard, one person I can guarantee I have in all my lineups is Westbrook. Take it to the bank, man. I know people are afraid of that price, and y'all gonna try to talk yourselves out of playing Westbrook. But man, he's too much. What if it's a blowout? He may not even do that good. You could keep saying that. Say it. I hope y'all fade him, man, because I will be on the Westbrook train at 12 racks with 69 points, 70 points. I'm going to be feeling good about it too, man. That's my top point guard, man, straight up. That's not the guy I want to recommend, but I just wanted to put that out there, let y'all know that I will have some Westbrook. And another thing that I have to stress, I think that I hear too much from just people in the DFS community in general is trying to predict blowouts, man. We cannot predict blowouts. Please just leave that element of the game out. Just leave it out, man, because you will convince yourself not to play people more times than you should. I hope I said that right. You'll try to convince yourself I shouldn't play a good play because it's possibly going to be a blowout. Man, the only way teams are getting blown out and the starters are not going to be in is if they have a solid lead. And when I say solid, like 25 going into the fourth, a lot of teams are not going to do that, man. A lot of teams are not going to do that. And then when the game gets down to like 15 or 13 points, coaches put their starters back in anyway, man. So please, let's stay away from the blowout talk. It is a really big help. I know so many people are going to fade Curry tomorrow just because they think it's going to be a blowout. And it could be, man. It could be. But 9 times out of 10, I know y'all are sitting there kicking yourselves. I do it too. Well, I've stopped doing it. I don't care about a blowout, man. I really don't. That's one thing that I try to ban this word in the Slack chat, man, because it's one thing we really cannot predict. that's enough of my blowout rant. So I'm gonna go on and start talking about my plays, man. So look, I'm having Westbrook in my lineup. Think it's a beautiful spot for him. High price tag, low ownership. I'll be down for it. But the guy I want to recommend is gonna be Dennis Schroeder, 7,800. He's playing really solid basketball. One thing about Schroeder, he's never the type to assist the ball, but these past 3 games, the boy has been getting everybody involved. I think Dwayne Dedman and some of his healthy bigs are starting to really help Dennis Schroeder out, man. So I'm going to keep riding the Schroeder train. I've played him the last 2 games. Very good spot, man. Positive matchup DVP-wise going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. I think he gets the job done. I want to recommend him for you. So let's go ahead and lock him in. Moving on to shooting guard, we're going to take it down. I got to get you a little value, but I want to recommend Tim Hardaway as well. I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to be back and healthy. One thing we know is Memphis really struggles versus the wings. In the interior, man, they're very, very solid, but on the outside, they're terrible. I think it's a positive matchup. I think Tim Hardaway plays 30-plus minutes in this one. I think he gets back in the starting rotation, and I think we can run him out there. Another guy I like is Malcolm Brogdon. As always, man, playing his same role. His price is starting to come up a little bit. It's not too outrageous, so I could run him out there one more night. But the guy I want to recommend, y'all, I think it's time. We play Zach LaVine. I know it's early, man, but listen, I'd rather be early on a trend than too late. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to take that chance. It's DFS. He's 4,100, man. All we're looking for is 20 points. If he plays 20 minutes, he can get us 20 points. Now, at this price tag, if he goes out and he's having a very solid game and he winds up playing 25 to 27 minutes, this man is crushing, y'all. He is crushing. He will be a game changer. So I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. Now, if you're playing cash games, I don't suggest it. It's a little bit risky, even though I will have them in my cash games if that helps. If that makes you feel better, I will have them, man. I'm not just recommending him just to do it. This is players that I play. I am dead serious when I say this. I almost said the A word. I'm trying to stop cussing in these videos. YouTube keep hitting me with the notification thing, so I'm gonna chill out on the cussing. But look, Zach LaVine is in a good spot tomorrow, going up against Golden State. We know it's gonna be a fast-paced game. That's all Golden State knows. So I'm gonna go ahead and recommend him as my top value shooting guard. Moving on to small forward, I'm going to go all the way down. We're going to work from the bottom up, man. And I'm going to start off with Reggie Bullock. 4 racks. It's that simple, man. He's the starter. I think if we get news that Avery Bradley's going to be sitting this one out, I think his value goes up a ton, man. He will turn into that 3-point dead-eye shooter on the perimeter. Going up against Toronto is a pretty decent matchup. I don't mind him in this situation. I think he's too cheap, man. For his role, he plays big minutes. We know who he is. I shouldn't have to talk too much about him. I love Bullock in this situation. And my top guy is going to be Mr. Paul George, PG-13, going up against the Lakers. Lakers at the small forward position, if we're looking at DVP. On the slate, they rank second worst on the slate. This is a positive matchup. We know the Lakers play messy basketball. They play fast basketball. We know Paul George is a thief. He will steal the rock from you, man. He does that. And one thing we're seeing, we haven't even seen a ceiling game in quite some time, man. These are just mediocre floor games. This is what you come to expect from Paul George. So whenever he puts this 31, you see, like when he played the Clippers, he put up 31 fantasy points. Once he puts that game with these 5 steals in his most recent game, it is going to be ridiculous. I think it could happen tomorrow, so I want to go ahead and put Paul George out there as one of my top plays. Let's move it on to power forward. Power forward is loaded. We have so many options at the top, man, so many people. But I'm going to go all the way down. My list would actually start with Derek Favors. I think he's okay. That's not the guy I want to recommend. I want to just highlight him. I think he's in a pretty decent spot. Another guy that I want to highlight is going to be my boy Kyle Kuzma going up against my OKC Thunder. Melo defense is atrocious, man. That's something we can attack. I think he's going to be in a very, very beautiful spot. If we get news that Larry Nance is out, I will be willing to fire up Brook Lopez, Kuzma, and Randall in this situation. So I'm in love with all three of those guys. But moving on down, my top value power forward is going to be Mr. Ersan Ilyasova. I know it's such an ugly play, not something you was expecting, but he's uber super consistent. He's gonna play the same amount of minutes. He's going to shoot some threes. He has a beautiful matchup going up against Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis coming off a wonderful game, man. What I'm hoping is that Anthony Davis will wind up being chalk, and I'll be on the other side of that chalk with good old Ersan Ilyasova, man. It happens all the time. It's a very positive matchup if you want to go to DVP and break it down by position. The New Orleans Pelicans on the slate are second worst when it comes to giving up points to the power forward position. It's been a trend all year, man. You could look it up. But now I have to say this too. Atlanta gives up a ton of points to the power forward as well, but just not as many as the New Orleans Pelicans. So I'm willing to attack this spot with Ersan. I trust him. I think he's a very solid player. Another power forward I got for you, I really love me some JaMychal Green if I can find him. I wrote him down. I skipped. Where is he at? There you go. JaMychal Green, 4,800. I think he's in a very good situation, too. Going up against the long Kristaps Porzingis, the unicorn, man. It's actually a spot we can attack, man. A lot of people get nervous versus KP defense. Earlier in the year, the Knicks were very dominant when it comes to stopping bigs. That's not the case anymore, man. Cantor's giving it up. We got KP giving it up. It's a beautiful, beautiful matchup. I'm willing to run him out there for 4,800 as well. I think James Johnson is simply too cheap as well. So let's go ahead and get out of here before I start talking about everybody. Moving on to center. Tons of centers we can like. I got 3 centers I want to highlight, starting with Willie Cauley-Stein taking on Utah, 6,900. Very good matchup. I think Favors is going to be a little bit undersized, and he might be a little too slow to keep up with my boy Willie Cauley. I think he's in a fantastic spot. I love Julius Randle, and I also love Dwayne Dedmon. Not really sure who I'm going to use, but those are my top 3 centers right now. And that's going to do it, man. Hopefully y'all found this video helpful. I'm about to get out of here. Go get me some Z's. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Hit me up on all social media at DFS Mastermind. I want y'all to bless up, cash out. Let's get to the green line. Gang. Oh, and also, if you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon link down below. You can hit me up on PayPal. Anything is a blessing. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoy the content. Let's get it, man. And if you have any questions, man, y'all know where to find me at DFS Mastermind. Let's get it.